Are we gonna do Padlet today?
Again?
Are we gonna do Padlet today?
No. شباب, just a part of punctuation revision. I know that all of you knows the use of the punctuation marks, but just I want to be sure that you are able to use these punctuation marks in your writing. This what matters to me, is that you're able to use the punctuation marks in your writing. Okay, so for example, when do I use the question mark? Logically, this is a question mark. So where can it be used? At the end of a question. You already know the information, but when you write, you don't care about using the question mark in the end of your question. So for example, when are you leaving? This is a question. It's a must to end your sentence with a question mark. Okay? Then the exclamation mark. It's also used where when there is an exclamation phrase or a sentence starts with the word how or what while not a question. How or what for surprising. Surprise. Okay, not for a question. Like, how kind of you. This is not a question. So I used here what? Exclamation mark. Sit down. Wow. All of these expressions refer to what? Exclamation phrases. So a sentence that shows exclamation when you admire something. When you admire or like something powerfully, like to say, what a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Is this a question? Huh? Is this a question, ya Abdu?
No.
No.
No, Mr.
Yeah, it's not a question. It's
The screen is not
yes.
shared,
No, I shared my screen. You
so I
don't
can't see.
all of you don't see my screen.
Oh,
No,
no, I
Mr.
saw it. Now I saw it.
Okay, just a moment. And now,
Yeah, now I see it.
okay. I said here, what a wonderful day. This is not a question because the sentence shows what? Admiration. You admire the day, you like the day. So you express your admiration or admiration. So this is an exclamation. When also I can use the exclamation mark in a command. What does command means? It means when you give order to somebody or you request something from somebody. What do I mean by that? Like if you said, for example, open the door. This is a command, right? Close the window. A cup of coffee. Bring me water. This is order and request. So you can use also an exclamation mark in the end of order or in the end of a request. When the sentence shows surprise or let's say feelings. So when do I use the exclamation mark with the sentence that show strong feeling? What do I mean by strong feeling? You're feeling like angry, if you are angry, if you are very happy, if you are very excited. These are feelings. So if you expressed strong feelings, use also exclamation mark. So let's recap what we mentioned. When do I use the exclamation mark? Again, with the exclamation, okay, with exclamation phrase. Also, these exclamation phrases starts with the word what and how. They are not questions. Number two, use exclamation mark with a command, which means order, or it means ask for a request. When you show surprise, it means you admire or you like something. And finally, with strong feelings, it means like you're angry, you're happy, or you're excited. I hope using the exclamation mark is clear now. Do you need any help with exclamation now? Or it's very clear? Any question about the exclamation mark?
It's clear.
Clear. If anybody has any question,
Yes.
you can send in the chat box. Okay. The most common used rule is the comma. Comma is repeatedly used in writing. It's very necessary to know when do you use a comma. Comma here is used for what purpose? Commas are used to separate a list or a break into sentences. Let's take them separately. What do I mean by a list? What I mean by a list here is if you describe more than 2 items. What will you buy today? Tell me, what will you buy? You will buy a t-shirt, you will buy a jeans or a pair of jeans, and you will buy some fruit. How many items are there? 3 items. So number 1 for using the comma is what? Separate items in a list. Example, I'm gonna buy some apples, some vegetables, and some clothes. Safe. Where is the list in this sentence?
There after apples, we have to put an comma.
Yeah, a comma here because this is item number 1. This is
Yeah, and
item
after the
number 2.
vegetable, we have to put
Yeah,
another comma, and
and
then a
this
full stop at the end of the sentence.
exactly. Always use and before the last item. Before the last item. This is rule number 1. Rule number 2. I use the comma before the fanboys. Before the fanboys. It means to separate the 2 independent clauses in the compound sentence. We studied before what compound sentence is. Just a reminder, what are the fanboys? Just some conjunctions that link sentences together. The words for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Before these 7 connectives, always use a comma, but be aware of the rule. When they separate 2 sentences, not 2 items. What I mean, if I said, I will study and sleep, full stop. Should I use a comma here? This is wrong. You will tell me that this is and, but we said and or those conjunctions must be followed by a complete sentence. There should be a complete sentence like I'll study, comma, and Dad will help me with the homework. Okay, so and here is followed by a full sentence. There is a subject and there is a verb and there is object or complement of a sentence. So here you should use a comma. So again, the rule again, shabab, use a comma before the fanboys. What is the condition? That the fanboys must be followed by what? Must be followed by a complete sentence. Rule number 3, this is also the most common, is to use the comma to separate the complex sentence. So we used it in the compound sentence and with the complex sentence. Where is exactly should I use the comma here? After the dependent clause. So where should I use the comma? After the dependent clause. What is the dependent clause? The dependent clause is a sentence that's attached to a conjunction, subordinating conjunction. Then the sentence that follows the subordinating conjunction is what? Dependent clause. The comma is used after the independent clause. Look at this example. If I said, after we finished the task, huh? Is it a dependent clause? Yes, it is. Because here there is a subordinating connective or a conjunction and then followed by a sentence. We finished the task. It means this sentence is dependent clause. Use a comma before the second sentence. Another sentence. While we were running. While we were running. This is also a dependent clause. Why? Because here is while, subordinating conjunction, and here the sentence. So this is a dependent clause. Always use a comma to separate the independent clause from the dependent clause. So after we finished the task, we slept. While we were running, a bus crashed into a car or into the wall. Okay, you understand now the three rules for using the comma. Let's revise them again. Number one, use the comma to use or to separate items in a list. Number two, use a comma before the fanboys. Number three, use a comma to separate the complex sentence, to separate the dependent clause from the independent clause. There are some more uses for the comma, but we'll study them in detail in the next sessions, inshallah. So now we understand how to use the comma. Any question about using the comma? Clear?
No. Yes.
I shabab, any question?
No.
Great, so it's clear. Okay, the next
Mister,
rule is, yes,
I'm so sorry for interacting, but Mister, if I right now I don't have a problem, but Mister, if I remembered any question that I have a problem in it, could I send it to you on the group on the WhatsApp?
you mean after the session?
Yeah, Mister, because right now I don't remember anything that I need help in it. So in after the session or in any time, can I send to you if I have a problem in a thing?
Oh, you will forget everything after the session if you didn't notice the mistakes now. So tell me now, the part I don't have any problem to send your questions on WhatsApp, but I want you now to be sure that you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did.
You understand? Okay, so Yellow Jane, let's revise the three rules for using the comma again. We studied just only three rules today. Number one, when should I use the comma?
When we use the fanboys.
Exactly. So before the fanboys, rule number two. Anybody remembers? I say what we
Yes,
said.
sir.
Safe.
Put a comma before the fanboys.
Yeah, Lojain said before the fanboys. What's the second rule?
Uh, After the dependent clause.
Excellent. After the dependent clause.
Sir,
You.
can I
Yes.
answer?
Okay, yes.
Also, when we have more than 2 items.
Excellent, which is a list. So when we have a list, we use also a comma. Thank you. These are the 3 rules we mentioned. Okay, let's go further. Full stop. It doesn't need to spend even a moment to say, when do I use the full stop? It's logical. Abdullah Ahmed, when do we use the full stop?
At the end of the sentence.
Exactly. Pay attention. This is very important to end your sentence with a full stop. It's very important because if you wrote 2 sentences following each other and you didn't separate them with a full stop, this is a grammatical mistake and punctuation mistake as well. It affects the meaning of the sentence. It affects the accuracy of your ideas and the organization of your ideas. So please pay attention to that. So use the full stop at the end of a sentence. Okay, you know the apostrophe? Yeah, like apostrophe, like when I write the word don't, apostrophe T, this is apostrophe. It's the comma, but it is placed before the end of the last letter in the upside position. Okay? Is it clear? This is the apostrophe. When do I use the apostrophe? When there is a missing letter or a deleted letter. It's used to show the shortened form of a word. So this is the only use for the apostrophe. When do I use the apostrophe? If you wanted to shorten a word, like if the word is should not, I want to use apostrophe here. Delete the O and write shouldn't. Yes, exactly. The same here. Can, not. It will be can't. Well, not. It will be want. Here's apostrophe. Okay. So when do I use the apostrophe? I use the apostrophe with the what? Shorten forms of a word. Shorten forms
We
of,
will take the types of apostrophe.
sorry?
We will take the types of apostrophe.
No. It's the only one I want you to learn.
Okay.
All right? Yes, because apostrophe is used for possessive. We don't need to use it now. Yeah. The semicolon. When do I use the semicolon? Take care of this rule. When I use the semicolon. Okay, look at these 2 sentences and compare between them. Not here. Let me write here. Okay, if I wrote this sentence, I was angry, comma, but my brother was happy. I used what punctuation mark here? Comma. Why?
Comma.
Before the fanboys, because but is one of the fanboys. Look at the second sentence. I was angry, semicolon, my brother was happy. What happened? The semicolon here replaced what? The semicolon is used instead of what here? These are
Comma.
the two similar sentences. Only the comma? Huh? The semicolon here equals what?
Comma and the but.
Comma with
Exactly.
fanboys.
Yes, excellent. So the semicolon equals the fanboys with the comma. Okay, the fanboys with the comma. So let's write the rule here. The semicolon, write the rule in your notebook. semicolon equals comma and fanboys. So another example, if I use the semicolon here, like in this sentence, let's delete both sentences here. Okay, like he was hungry, so he bought a sandwich. Pay attention here, comma, and so. He was hungry, semicolon. He bought a sandwich. So again, the semicolon here equals what يا شباب? The semicolon equals
Equal to
equals what يا يوسف?
Common plus fanboys.
Hmm?
Common plus fanboys.
Comma with fanboys. What is the fanboys here? What is the conjunction here?
So.
Exactly. So the semicolon here equals comma and so. In the previous example, the semicolon here equals the comma and but. So let's summarize the rule. The semicolon is used to connect two sentences without conjunction. We don't need a connective here. We don't need a connective. So we use the semicolon between two. Shabab, you see the screen or is not shared?
Shared.
Is it shared?
Yes.
Ah, okay, nice. So, two related sentences. Two related sentences in meaning. There is a relation between the sentences. One is a reason for the other.